What's up, y'all? Aight here for another review, and today I'm reviewing Flo Milli's latest release, Ho, Why Is He Here? Now, Flo Milli is an artist that I wasn't too familiar with until I started seeing her on social media on an almost daily basis. I eventually came to find out that she is a 20-year-old rapper from Alabama who was responsible for the song In the Party, which I heard many times before. I just wasn't familiar with who the artist was. But now that I do, and that she recently released the new album, how does the quality of the rest of her music add up? Well, I gotta say that it's pretty good. I'd say that her music is fun and energetic. You're going to get a lot of personality and flow with her music, which is really enjoyable. On the track Mood Every Day, which is the intro of the album, I gotta say that the background sounds remind me of an early 2000s hip-hop song. There's a lot of bass, but the track is very, very short. I didn't think it left much of an impression, but then again, it's just an intro, which I have to say that it gives a pretty good idea of what type of songs you're going to get on this album. Then we have the song FloMix, which is a track I'm sure almost all of you know by now, as it's all over social media. I like the somewhat choppy instrumental. It reminds me of something from a Wii game. What I really like about the song is Flo Milli herself. The flow she uses is catchy and nice. I also really like her delivery, as it's super confident and cocky. Overall, this track is really entertaining. Then we have the track Like That Bitch. This track really reminds me of the early 2000s. It kind of sounds similar to Sierra's Goodies or other tracks that use that same type of instrumental. Though she kind of threw me off where she had this one line where she was talking about talking shit and like a toilet with lips, which I thought was a weird visual, but okay, whatever. Then we get the song In the Party, which is also a very popular song from Flo Milli, and for good reason. This song just sounds very fun, and I like the energy that Flo brings to it. The beat kind of has these keys that sound like they're creeping around. There isn't much else going on besides that. Milli has a really dope flow on her second verse, and I also mentioned that I like the background vocals a lot, as well as the hook. Then on the song Pockets Bigger, this track is pure bass. There isn't much else going on with the production other than that. Milli doesn't necessarily grab me all too much on the song. I'll also mention that I didn't like the whispering all that much towards the end of the track. The song Weak is a much needed breather from the more aggressive bassy track. I like the subtle sung vocals layered throughout the song. The snares are all very loud. They kind of sound like a crab snapping its claws. I think that the hook is the best part of the song, in all honesty. Then there's the song Send the Addy, which is pretty similar to the other tracks in the album. Loud bass, speedy flows, some continuous strings, and that's really it. It's not bad, though, a bit of the same thing we've already gotten. On the track 19, I gotta say that the opening had me laughing a bit, as it was a gazing instrumental, but once that bass comes in, I gotta say I really enjoyed it. Milli sounded great over the beat, but I worry that its novelty will fade with time. Then on the song May I, this song has some interesting vocals through the background. The bass is all over the track, but it's not distorted like the other songs. Rather, it's kind of smooth. There's also a sample that reminds me of a clock circling, which surprisingly works really well with the track. There's a lot going on in the song, but Milli keeps things together very well with her non-stop flow, which alternates continuously throughout the song's duration. The song Pussycat, honestly, this track is fine, but it just suffers from not being as eccentric as the other tracks on this album. Like, the track is cool, but there isn't much going on that I think is really worth mentioning. The track Not Friendly. On the track Not Friendly, I gotta say, Give Me John by Lil Wayne and Crank That by Soulja Boy. Make it more modern and you'd have the production on this track. It's a cool song, but nothing crazy. On the song, I gotta say I like the sample, as it reminds me of when Ralph and the Ed Boys were blowing air into the glass bottles. Milli is a bit repetitive on the song, to the point where it gets annoying. I really like her verses though, as I thought her flow was pristine. Overall, I thought this was a cool introduction to Flo Milli, and I look forward to what she'll release next. The rating for this project is, it's alright. Drop a like, subscribe, and have a good one.